Hello and welcome to the Charles River Parkland show. My name is Renata von Tscharner, and we will be talking about a company ITA coming out to volunteer along the Charles River. It's a wonderful several events that they had, and we have two representatives of ITA. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome Sarah, welcome Melissa.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have representative of ITA here, and in a way it's has been a wonderful coming together of a company that was started in Cambridge and has grown to about over 400 people, and is within walking distance of the river on Portland Street, and was looking for a way to get involved in the river. And the Conservancy, which has some 2,500 volunteers every year, we love working with companies like you and have your people fall in love with us. So if you could tell me a little bit about the culture of how you volunteer. I know there's a whole culture of volunteering in your company, and so if you could give me a sense of how you go about volunteering and how you pick events.
Sure.
Yeah, we've always been very giving in as far as charity goes, and I know a lot of individuals had volunteered. This was back since 2004. In 2008, we decided that we were going to start a volunteer initiative, and we kicked it off with the first event with the CRC. Since then, we've held monthly events through this month, where we just pick local organizations that we typically try to have them have some sort of meaning to our employee base. So local, we've done stuff with Bikes Not Bombs. We have a lot of bikers at work
Wonderful.
here in Cambridge. So
yeah,
so that's
and
how it's
Sarah McManus, you kind of coordinate those volunteer events.
yes, yeah,
And I think you were also out there with the volunteers doing it.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, I do it every month.
Yeah, and you, Melissa Lawrence, you are the director of the HR department, and you you want to make sure that your employees are happy, they work together. So let's look at some of the events, and I would love for you then to tell us what you noticed, as people work together, because you also evaluate afterwards what the response is of your employees. I think that would be very interesting to hear of how people experience that.
Absolutely.
So let's go to the river, the wonderful Charles River. And
Probably if you had Google Maps, you could zoom in and
Oh.
see the ITA
Exactly where we
software blue side.
Yes,
But
yes.
Moving on to the river.
But let's go back to Google for a moment. I have recently downloaded Google Earth, and it's just, other than having my own little private airplane where I
Yeah.
could fly over the river,
Absolutely.
this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
So I know that the acquisition by
Speaking
Google
of
is pending.
Google.
Speaking of Google, so that's pending.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a very exciting move for your company.
It's very
Absolutely.
flattering and exciting for
It's
us.
very exciting. So if in case you have not downloaded your Google Earth, do it, because it's the most wonderful way to experience the Charles River or any destination.
Absolutely.
And since you are in the travel business, I think that's a wonderful coming together. So let's go back to our Charles River here, not in a Google map, but just in a satellite view. But what this shows is of how we have the city, Cambridge on the north, and then we have this river and those parklands, 400 acres of parklands. And here is an event that everybody here is from ITA. And Sarah, you were there. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit of what happened that day.
Well, I'll be honest. I actually wasn't at this event, but
You
I
were
did.
not?
I did coordinate it. Yeah.
Okay.
This past year, we actually had 5 different events.
All right.
So we had our largest group of ITAers head out to the Parklands to work. So I can explain a bit of that. But we also had 4 other smaller groups doing other things
Yeah.
around the greater Boston area.
Yeah,
So this group headed out toward.
it's in front of MIT,
Yep,
it looks
yep,
like.
over by
Yeah.
near the Mass Ave Bridge area there. The project was planting daffodil bulbs. They also did a large amount of clearing of invasive species.
Yeah, we will see that later on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
and we have a picture here of all the bulbs that they
Yep,
planted.
absolutely.
So
Digging trenches, and we kind of I was working with Logan Walsh at the
Mhm,
time, and
mhm.
we kind of billed it as daffodil planting. So I
Yeah.
think most of the employees were pleasantly surprised to find all the really hard work that they got their hands really dirty in
Yeah.
the soil and whatnot.
yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the hard work, because I know you also had an event which was called Walktober, a combination of walking and October.
Mm-hmm.
And because the Charles River Conservancy works very hard to make the Parklands a place where it's easy to walk and bicycle and inline skate. Can you explain what that event was? And I think some of the people combined the two.
Yes, it was definitely a double dip for we had a Walktober event, a walking challenge for the whole month of October. So people who came out to the Parklands walked around for their whole service day event, and then walked back. So they got lots of steps. We ended up, we had over 200 ITAers participating in the challenge. We had the most valuable walker winner, and we had team winners. It was a great program, and we definitely look forward to doing it again.
Yeah. And I hope that some of the people who worked along the Charles realize what a beautiful place it is to walk and run, since you work near the river, so that it's easy to go down to the river at lunchtime and do some running.
Sarah does that
You
often.
do that? Are you a
Yeah.
runner?
I am, and there was a group of us. We were called the Sloggers. We started out as slow joggers, and then a couple of us, advanced on. So a coworker and I, in the good weather, we'll go out down to the river by the Mass Ave Bridge and head up Memorial Drive area, and then come back down Broadway. And also, I live in East Cambridge, and when I'm doing my running on my own, I'll run over by the fence, the railing, the seawall that we painted, and
Yes.
I always make note of how nice it looks and
Yeah.
pristine and green, and
Yeah.
and it was quite a difference from the way it was before, and it looks crisp.
Yeah.
And you can tell that the citizens of Cambridge really do care about the community and the way that it looks and
Yeah.
is presented to.
That was the year before. That was
Right.
your
Yeah.
first event.
Exactly.
And I think it's wonderful when you then come back and you see your work.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
great. We can't wait for the spring to see the daffodils in bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see the fruits of your labor
Yeah.
live on after
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
service event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the second time we planted 10,000 daffodils. We did it the first time for our 10th anniversary, or in preparation of our 10th anniversary, and people loved the planting so much, they loved the result so much, so
Yeah.
we figured, well, we go in with another 10,000, and we had Mahoney's donate us the bulbs,
Oh, excellent.
and then volunteers like your ITA volunteers, and people love planting bulbs.
Yep.
It's a very satisfying thing.
Mhm.
But they
Definitely.
did other things as well, in addition to planting bulbs, is gathering debris, cutting the invasives,
Mhm.
and bagging them. And there's no shortage of invasives, and then putting them into bags. So the DCR, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, they then pick them up and recycle them. They chop them up and use it to fertilize other areas. And so it's a great partnership between the two.
You can see what a nice day it was that day. It was a
We really
beautiful
lucked out.
October day.
Yeah, it helps, doesn't it, to
It
have a
definitely
beautiful
helps.
day? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. But I always feel it's the most beautiful place to do landscaping. It's a great place to do it.